Hello all, and welcome to week 3. This week you will start drafting your literacy narratives, and this week you will also in class receive a lot of different tools to help you draft those narratives out. We'll cover thesis statements, we'll cover structure, introductions. You'll get several new samples to look at, shorter ones this time than last time, so they won't take as long to read. And finally, you will have your assignment at the end. So let's go ahead and go through this. Up here we have the introduction page with a list of all the things that you're going to do. And then next, your first assignment is the Easy Writer. You're going to want to read from page 7 to 17. It's going to talk about writer's choices and exploring, planning, and drafting. And these chapters are, what they're talking about is the kind of decisions that you have to make as a writer, that it's best to make before you even start writing, and all of the kinds of decisions you have to make, drafting out your paper. So read over that before you get started. Next, you will have some more examples of personal narratives. You have Langston Hughes writing a poem to his English teacher about the differences between the experience that both of them are having. Langston Hughes, African-American writer, his English teacher, not an African-American writer. So you can see his perspective on that. Gloriana Anzaldúa here then has a poem about what it is to be a person in a borderland, not only a real borderland, but a figurative borderland where people are crossing between cultures and crossing between the types of people that they are. It's a very interesting poem. And then finally down here, we have this one, La Guerra, which is about a lesbian writer and a feminist talking about how we are often the oppressors and the oppressed at the same time. And it's a really interesting story of her coming to terms with her sexuality, while also coming to terms with the fact that she has been white passing her whole life and hasn't had to deal with some forms of oppression while having to deal with others. So yes, look through those to get some ideas of maybe how to write your paper. The next part here is an assignment that asks you to look at some key parts of your narrative that you have to have, and kind of gives you some ideas of important elements that go into any of these kinds of papers. Characters, of course, the people in your story, the setting, where it's taking place. Some of you guys have multiple settings. Conflict, the specific conflict in the story. Every story has to have a conflict, and for it to be an actual story. Plots, so what order everything happens in, that kind of thing. And then conclusion, how does it wrap up? Next part here, this is a video by Dr. Zepeda explaining what a thesis is and how it works, how it will work in your literacy narrative. I keep calling them a literacy narrative. It's a personal narrative. That's why we should be calling it that instead. So yeah, thesis, if the only thesis you've written in a long time is the diagnostic thesis, or if you're still not sure what a thesis is, this video should help you out with that. Basically, it's the main point of your whole paper, wrapped up in a single sentence, what you're talking about and why. You'll have one even for a narrative story like this, but you'll especially be using them later on when we do research-based papers. The next one here is a brief explanation of different ways that you can go about writing your introduction. Introductions are oftentimes the hardest part for people to write, where they are sitting there staring at the computer for the most time, wondering what they should be doing. And so this gives you a few different possible options. You don't have to use any of these, but if it helps you get started, then one of these is definitely a good way to go. Next here, these are 5 different ways to organize your paper. And if you click on these, you can take a look at them and see what seems to work best for you. Each one of these is in a Word document. It probably should all be on one Word document. But look through these, and if you find one that you really like, that you think would fit with your paper, with your story, maybe use that one. They're pretty broad. They're not going to force your story to go in a specific direction. What they're designed to do is to help you get your ideas down and put them in order and see your story develop itself in a way. So there's 5 of these. Go through each one of them and see if there's one that you really like, or 2, or however many. Next one here. This is a short video talking about scholarship and research. I believe that this connects with the library instruction that you're doing. It doesn't connect a huge amount with the narratives at the moment, but make sure to watch this. It's very short. This next part here, this is some more about using the library and research through the library. So make sure to go through each one of these. The ways of evaluating websites, the difference between library research and the regular web. Basically what they're talking about here is credibility and what makes a source credible and what makes it not credible. So look through those. It can help you not only with research in here, but also in your daily life with determining what news is real and what's not. Alright. Finally, you have your assignment here that you're going to turn into your group. And so this is going to, again, be more brainstorming for your narratives. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. To access groups. By Tuesday at 11:59, we're going to make that Wednesday, not Tuesday. Share an initial post with your group that includes the following: 2 or 3 potential thesis statements you have crafted for your personal narrative. Consider using the sentence starters provided to you in this unit. Secondly, your completed personal narrative organizer. So use one of those organizers. Take the ideas that you have so far and organize it into that, and turn in that by Wednesday, not Tuesday. I'm going to change this later. Okay, and then by Saturday, help your group members select the most effective thesis statement from the 2 or 3 that they have shared. Be sure to tell them why the one you have selected seems more effective. Alternatively, provide suggestions for revising 1 or more of these thesis statements to be more effective. Use the tips in the thesis statement video from this unit as guidance. And then finally, review their work on the personal narrative organizer they have shared. Provide feedback on what they have included. Does it seem complete? Does it contain the 5 key elements of storytelling? All those same ones that we saw earlier in the unit. What is done well and what needs improvement? Does it seem to satisfy the requirements of the assignment? Okay, so together, collectively, you are helping each other write your narratives, and you're helping each other be effective in your groups that you're in. So make sure that you have this part in by Wednesday, this part in by Saturday. Also, if you haven't done it yet, the library units are due by tomorrow night, I believe. Yeah, they're due by the 29th, so they're due Sunday night. Lastly, I forgot to tell you how to access the book before, but to access the book, you just go over here if you want to do it through Blackboard, and all you have to do is sign in through red shelf, and you'll be able to see your books right here. It has 50 essays as well. We're not ever going to use this. Just worry about the Easy Writer. Alright guys, not a lot of actual writing this week. Mostly it's just going to be a lot of reading. But make sure that you get those in by the end of the week. Yeah, good luck everyone. I will see you all in the discussions.